Hi everybody, my name is Wendy Altobello and I think it's safe to say that there is a war coming up with the coronavirus. It's a war between us and the coronavirus, and the big question is, what is your strategy? Do you plan to hide, knowing that we have a 70% chance of exposure to the virus? Hey, goedenavond Mintje. Is that your strategy? Hide, which is going to be very difficult? Or are you going to weaponize yourself? Weapon up. I'm very excited for this video because it's actually a summary of a live interview that I watched this afternoon with an American expert. This guy is amazing, he's very clever, and if you want to do some research about it, his name is Gary Brecka. Now I hope that this is not visible in the mirror way, but it's Gary Brecka. You can look him up, he's on the Instagram, you can Google him. This guy is amazing, and so he gave us a lot of information, which I want to give to you. So first of all, hey Cindy, I'm probably going to watch my papers a little more than usual because I've written down a lot of good stuff and I don't want to miss out on anything. And what else was I going to say? The video might be a little longer than 5 or 6 minutes because there's just so much information that I got and I want to get to you as well. But I'll try to be concise and talk a little faster. So, if your strategy is hiding, then what we mean by that is disinfecting, putting off games, concerts, closing down the libraries, all that stuff. That's actually hiding for the virus, and hoping that the virus doesn't find you. But the fact is, if you stay in your house for as much as possible and your mailman comes to deliver you a package and he's infected, which he may not even know about, only one small drop, not even visible to the eye, with fluid, mucus coming from the mouth, is enough for you to get infected. So hiding is not the best strategy. What is the best strategy is to weapon up yourself. And doing that means getting your body in a good shape to fight against the virus. You can do that with a knife, you can do that with a gun, or you can do that with a bazooka. And I guess the best thing to do here is to do it with a bazooka. Not only for the coronavirus, but also for other things that might be coming up. With climate change, there's a lot of dirty stuff coming our way that we just know for 500%. It's coming our way. And the best thing we can do is prepare for it. Okay, I'm just checking my notes here. Yeah, we often hear many people say, why all this fuss about corona? Because it's actually just a little bit the same as the flu. So what's the big fuss? Let me remind you, I didn't invent this. This is coming from Gary Brecka. Again, Gary Brecka. Not my words, not my invention, not coming from my head. I'm just saying what this guy said, and please Google him, it's worth it. The big difference between corona and a normal flu, influenza, is that the flu is a human-born virus, so it came from human beings. Corona is an animal-born virus, and it actually mutated itself to pass through the human defense wall. That means that it's more capable of passing our first line of defense. And the first line of defense, or first, like the warriors, if you can imagine the movie Braveheart, you see all those warriors standing, and the ones in the front are actually the most important ones. It's the same for our immunity system. This virus has found the capacity to pass through that first line. So it's a smart virus, it's a good virus. And what happens if your immunity system is, how do they say it, compromised or suppressed, both things are different, but it means that your immunity system is not at its top functioning. What happens is the virus comes in, breaks through the first line of defense, goes to the other trenches. Imagine the movie Braveheart. And it takes some time for this first trench to realize what happened. And it takes them some time to look behind their back and think, what just happened here? What came in? And to turn around and to start attacking. That takes time. And if your immunity is compromised or suppressed, that's too late, because the lines, the trenches in the back are not that well equipped to fight back as the first trenches are. So that's where immunity depression and compromisation is an important part here. The fact is that our first line of immunity defense just doesn't recognize corona as an enemy. It just doesn't. And that's a big problem, of course. I'm checking my notes again. So our immunity system responds too late. How can you bolster your immunity, and how does our immunity system work? What is important for us to bolster our immunity system now at this moment? The baseline of our immunity, believe it or not, it happens to be where my interest goes and my fascination goes, is our gut. 70 to 80% of our immunity resides in our gut. So that has to be at the top level, turning at top operation, so to say. And how do we do that? With probiotics. Good probiotics. And I'll come back to that a little bit later. In the lining of our gut, like if this is our gut, this is the lining, of course. There's a special kind of cells, and they are called killer cells. It's the T cells. These are very important. They seek out the viruses and bacteria and other stuff and kill them. So viruses don't like our T cells. For those T cells to operate at their optimal level, they need bacteria, good bacteria. I'm reading here just to say it in the right way. So if you can bolster your immunity scale of your gut, you're 70% on your way to fight the virus. You do that with probiotics. But the importance of probiotics is to put them in the right place. Our digestive tract, if you Google it, you will see that it comes from here, it goes down, stomach, the small colon, the bigger colon, and then it goes down to the anus, so it's an entire tract. This complete tract is inhabited with bacteria, good bacteria and bad ones, but preferably more good ones than bad ones. And the fact is that all these bacteria are placed in these specific positions because that's where they feel good. If you put bacteria living up here and you put them there, they die. And they don't like other neighbors. They stick together. All different kinds of bacteria. We call that stems. Bacteria stems or strings. So it's important, if you take a probiotic, that you take a certain capsule which delivers a certain string of probiotic at the right point of going through your body. That's very important. The people who manufacture probiotics are aware of this, and some produce them in the right way, other ones don't care, just want to make money and sell you whatever the heck they want if they just earn money. So that's important. You have to look for a good probiotic that finds his way through the gut and is delivered exactly at the place where it wants to live. Because it's being delivered at a different place, it just dies. You lost your money and it's not helpful at all. The same goes actually with yogurt and kefir, which is very healthy, which contains a lot of good bacteria. But the problem is, it comes in, the bacteria in the yogurt and the kefir meet your stomach acid and they die. They just can't handle the acidity of the stomach. So the bacteria that you need in your colon, more towards the end of your body, those bacteria, they can't stand any acidity. So you can't release them in your stomach because you lose them. They die immediately. So that's the first thing to bolster your immunity. The second thing is vitamin D3. Very important. Vitamin D3 is the only vitamin that our body produces itself, but it needs sunlight and cholesterol to do so, but mainly sunlight. And it's just a fact, it's proven that people who live around the equator have the longest life expectancy, and each time when you go higher or further away from the equator with 20 degrees, life expectancy diminishes up to the poles where you have the Eskimos and they have the shortest lives. So D3 is very important for our body because each cell in our body has got some kind of link with D3. You just need it. So you have to take a supplement. 50% of the population has a deficiency in vitamin D3. So I would say that we all need it. You have to take a D3 supplement that is combined with vitamin K2. I didn't really understand why that was the case. This Gary Brecka guy explained, but I didn't really get it. But he really focused on that it had to be a combination of calcium and vitamin K2. And he said you absolutely need a minimum of 5,000 IUs a day. And I've looked that up. 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So you need 5 milligram a day. And if you take your bottle of supplements, you will see how much it contains. Make sure that it's 5,000 a day combined with the K2. Very important. So the foundation of your immune system, 70 to 80%, is within your gut. You need a good probiotic with a technology to distribute the probiotic through the entire colon. And then you're 70% on your way. And then you need the vitamin D3 plus K2. The third thing, and this is actually the last thing, is an omega-3 supplement. Now, I did a Facebook Live on omega-3 yesterday. That's coincidence. I didn't know about the subject that I would be talking about today. So you can rewatch that one if you're interested. But why is this omega-3 so important for our immune system now? Because it supports the killer cells, the T cells. Those T cells, killer cells, they need the omega-3. So these three things are what you need to prepare yourself with a bazooka against the coronavirus. So don't go and hide. Don't hope that the virus won't find you. Weaponize and get yourself a bazooka. Very important side things. Sugar decreases our immunity and increases your inflammatory profile. Very important. That was more or less what I wanted to share. So especially for people watching this who have problems with their gut, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, you name it, people that have regularly diarrhea and you're not sure that there's something wrong with your gut, please be aware that your intestinal life, the life within your intestines, is not in a good shape, and you really need to weaponize yourself now, and you need a good probiotic supplement. Take that advice, please. If you watch this video and you are interested in good supplements, and you all know that I'm with Forever Living, I sell supplements, but the information that I got this afternoon also made me realize that for some things like vitamin D, we may not have the top of the top. So I'm willing to advise you on some very good supplements, not just my own store, also other ones, the ones that are recommended by this Gary Braca. So if you are interested in that, to capitalize on your own health, to prepare yourself not only for Corona, but also for future challenges that are coming our way, feel free to reach out to me. You can ask me all kinds of questions. I'm willing to give you some tips on good supplements and help you in this war that we're facing, because that's what's happening. I hope you all stay well. I hope you all weaponize and take care of yourself and each other. We'll see each other tomorrow again. Bye, guys.